I wrote a little song to remind you, Choice Hotels get you more of the experiences you value. The Cambria Hotel's got it all. A rooftop bar, have a ball. Cocktails up here feel just right. Is Cambria amazing? All right. Bring a date, your team, or even your mom. Book direct at choicehotels.com. See you on the roof.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And a lot is going on. Dominic Carter here with you. The number to reach me right now, 800-848-9222. Protesters clash outside that anti-Israel New York City, Brooklyn coffee shop as the NYPD separates two sides that told the congressman that was defeated last night, Dan Goldman, not to come back because of his support for Israel. Former top advisor to the mayor of New York City, that is Mayor Eric Adams, his former top advisor, Frank Carone, arrested by the FBI. Ex-NYPD officials, their homes raided, and a sweeping corruption investigation. So Adams' former top advisor, his home was raided this morning, and it's part of a multiple corruption probe. Frank Carone, 56, had his home searched by the feds early this morning and arrested in part of an alleged bribery scheme that also includes his brother. Now, separately, the NYPD hit the homes of former Chief of Department Jeffrey Madry, Assistant Chief James McCarthy, and the once top police spokesman. And you knew this guy was trouble. He just seemed like he was angry all the time. Tariq Shepard, all tied to allegations of misappropriation of funds, bribery, and wrongdoing, and how promotions and assignments were handed out. All right, let's get to it. We have a lot to talk about. 800-848-9222. Mamdani is one of the worst things to ever happen to New York. And all I could think about overnight is that I don't think you folks are ready for the truth. I don't think you're ready for what I have to say today, this hour. And that brought me to this historic movie.
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
So I hope today you can handle the truth, because Mamdani, and I almost want to throw up, is now a kingmaker. I said it. I'm going to break it down in just a minute. But I want to go back to the movie, the Hollywood movie, A Few Good Men, that is, and that big scene at the trial.
And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I provide, and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a weapon and stand a post. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to.
Did you order the code red?
I did the job.
Did you order the code red?
Right, I did.
All right, A Few Good Men, and let's get to it, folks. Let's break it all down. You know I give it to you straight with no chaser, and it is what it is. Mamdani is one of the worst things to ever happen to New York. But 24 hours later, he's more powerful than ever. Mamdani, I can't believe that I'm saying this, is a kingmaker, an absolute kingmaker. He took nobody's Mamdani took nobodies and got them through Democratic primaries, defeating incumbent members that traditionally didn't have primaries at all. They would just be reelected. And so now it's either you get down with Mamdani's agenda or you lay down and you lose a primary or you face a primary. And you better believe every Democrat has heard what happened during the primary. It is horrible for all of us. 800-848-9222. Adriano Espaillat, gone, out, loses to somebody that is absolute nutty, a PhD student who wants nobody in jail for anything. Dan Goldman, the other congressman, gone. He loses to Brad Lander. Mamdani, unfortunately, is a kingmaker. And here's why this is so dangerous for you and I. And the train has already left the station. Mamdani, via his actions, he doesn't have to say a word. Either you get with my agenda or I will run someone against you. And even if that individual loses, you're going to spend a ton of money in a primary. If you want to scare a politician, mention the word primary. Because what happened in the election shows that anything can happen in a primary, and Mamdani took nobodies and thus have made them somebody. And now, because of this loser of a mayor, we're going to have the Squad 2.0 in Washington. If you thought the Squad was bad before, wait until November when these new nuts take office. So let's continue. The protest outside that coffee shop, and something has to give here, folks, because I'm thinking about, and we see all your calls, we're about to begin with them. I am thinking about back in the 90s, right? Sonny Carson and company. It was horrible what happened to the Korean American grocery stores in Brooklyn when they boycotted. It was horrible. Those people that were good to the community, the Korean American shop owners, lost a ton of money, a fortune, because of a boycott that was set up outside. And you and I both know it was a shakedown, right? But something has to give with this coffee shop. You can't just get away with this as it relates to attacking the Jewish American community. Listen to this report. And this guy, Eric Shawn, I've known Eric for about 20 plus years. Whenever Eric says something, you can take it to the bank that it's accurate. Eric Shawn on the Fox News channel.
Pro-Israel protesters over the coffee shop Poetica attacking New York Democratic Congressman Dan Goldman over his support of Israel. The group End Jew Hatred is calling for a boycott of the coffee shop chain, slamming its alleged discriminatory actions based on Goldman's support of the Jewish state. On Sunday, Goldman stopped in with his 7-year-old daughter to buy a cup of coffee, but the shop then later refunded the money, posting that it does not serve, quote, genocide enablers, racists, or fascists.
I mean, it was ridiculous. You know how many times I see all different religions come shop in a kosher supermarket? Nobody's throwing them out. We're not telling them to leave or refund them. This is America. You can't do that. It's ridiculous what's going on over here. That's how it started in Nazi Germany.
Coffee shop should learn a lesson. I think they should apologize to the Jewish community, and I think they should have a day of welcoming every Jew in here and serve them coffee for free.
Well, the Department of Justice is
And so there you have it, Eric's report on the Fox News channel. And I agree with that woman. Everybody in the Jewish community in New York should be invited in for a free cup of coffee. And that still doesn't make this right. There are laws that protect Americans from what you're trying to do there. So Mamdani, the new kingmaker. This guy, I don't know, folks. I don't know. I see all your telephone calls. I'm about to begin with them. But Mamdani was walking on air last night as he talked to reporters.
What do you think about tonight? You had pretty much a clean sweep, right?
We did. I think it was an incredible night. It is an incredible night. Mm-hmm. And I think New Yorkers have shown that last June was not the end, it was the beginning. And what we're seeing is Claire, Daria Lisa, Brad, the next congresspeople heading to D.C., Abir, Iapa, Eli, Samantha, Brian. Really, really just an incredible.
Do you think the governor bet wrong on her endorsements?
I think what we should celebrate tonight is the incredible work of all of these campaigns. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, that innocent smile with your anti-Semitic wife, Mr. Kingmaker, Mamdani. I can't believe that I'm saying this. But I tell you folks the truth. And I don't think today you can handle the truth. We can talk about it. We can hash it out. But there's no denying what happened in the election. Let's start with your telephone calls in the primary. Let's go to let's see here, Joe in Orange County, line 1. What's on your mind, Joe?
Hey, Dominic, I just want to remind you and all the other hosts at 770 that the reason we have Mayor Mamdani is because of Andrew Cuomo's very poor performance in the initial primary.
Don't do it.
Yes,
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're making a fool of yourself. Don't do it. See, I wasn't going to 7%. We're in this position solely because of 7%. Why do you think he's so quiet? Answer that, Joe. Why is 7%? Why doesn't he have anything to say anymore?
Your man.
Why is he always kissing Mamdani's ass? Why is he always kissing Mamdani's ass? Why is that, Joe?
You talk, Dominic. Let me talk.
Okay, quickly. Go ahead.
Andrew Cuomo showed
No. You're not going to be allowed to just repeat that garbage. Answer what I asked you. Why is 7% so quiet? I wasn't going to mention him. We are solely in this position because of your boy that you kiss his ass as well, Curtis Sliwa. That's why we're in this position. Do you have anything to respond to that? If not, I'm moving on.
Your math doesn't add up.
Okay, thank you very much, Joe. Have a good day and have mommy to give you some cookies to go with your milk right now. And tell Mr. Sliwa you did a good job arguing for him, okay? I'm tired of talking about Curtis Sliwa. So I'm going to leave it at that. We're in this position right now that it impacts not just locally but nationally because of Mr. Sliwa. This is not because of Mr. Cuomo. This is because of Mr. Sliwa, period. 800-848-9222. No more Sliwa questions. I wish him well. I really do. Maybe one day we can patch up our friendship. I said it. Today ain't the day when I got to call Mamdani the Kingmaker. Does anybody have a barf bag? Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative. On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
A decades-old White Castle in Queens is set to close its doors next week. The White Castle, located on 57th Avenue in Elmhurst, across the street from the Queens Center Mall, is permanently shutting down. It's been there for a long time. Officials with the fast food restaurant say the property has been sold. The location opened in 1939. It's been a staple of the community since then. People in the neighborhood say they're sad to see the beloved restaurant go. Their last day of business will be on Wednesday.
So look at that, folks. The White Castle in Queens going out of business. Perhaps it's a sign of the times. White Castles, wow. I thought they'd be around forever. But that's only the one in Queens. So let's go back to the Mamdani effect, right? Claire Valdez. So Nydia Velasquez, Congresswoman, retiring. Progressive. She's been there a long time. Latino, stepping down. She endorses Brooklyn Borough President Antonio Reynoso. And he had the backing of the State Working Families Party. Guess who lost last night? Reynoso. He didn't win. Even though he had the backing of the Congresswoman that is stepping down, it meant nothing. You know who won? Mamdani's candidate, Claire Valdez. And so she will be the next Congresswoman. It was just a primary, but this is a formality. But I want you to listen to the recklessness coming out of her mouth.
I will continue to call for Palestinian liberation. We will stand up to the genocide. We will refuse to abide by apartheid, and we will use our money to improve lives here instead of destroy them abroad.
You cannot make this stuff up, folks. The Mamdani effect. You know, it's easy to promise everything to a group of people that don't know any better. Any fool can do that. And the electorate, a sizable amount, enough to be the margin of victory, is going for this nonsense. And whether we like Mamdani or not, we're stuck with him. Not just as mayor. We're talking about Congress, the squad. You thought the last squad was bad. Wait until November. Squad 2.0. Because of Mamdani. The Mamdani effect. I haven't heard from this guy in quite some time. Line 4. Adam, Long Island. So I think Adam's calling to gloat and be all happy. What rock have you climbed from under these days, Adam?
Thank you, Dominic. I am kind of happy, but I just...
Yeah, I know you are, because you're exactly the type of voter that I'm talking about.
The Democrats that was in power, Dominic, they wasn't doing nothing for nobody, man.
And what has Mamdani done so far? He's been in office for 6 months going on. What has he done? Are the buses any cheaper? Are the subways any safer? Is there any more affordable housing? What has he done?
He made free child care for kids up to 2 years old.
Excuse me. I think for 4,000 kids, and most of those kids are going to be from politically connected families. Do you really believe that nonsense?
I do.
Okay, and that's enough to justify him being the mayor of New York City? Didn't de Blasio do much more in terms of child care than Mamdani has? Adam, I shouldn't be surprised at you. Adam, you do realize that, and I like you, but you do realize you are lost. You are exactly the type of voter that I'm talking about. They come to people of color. They say, look at these fools. Tell them anything. They'll go for it. And you're defending this guy, Mamdani. What has he done for you?
What did Goldman do, sir, for the people? Tell me what he did besides sweating Israel. You tell me what he did for the people.
Why are you hating on Israel? It is so unbecoming. Why are you hating on Israel?
But if you only focus on Israel, you ain't doing nothing for the people, Dominic.
Well, they are the people. They are the people. And without the people of Israel, you might not have the job you have, Adam. You might not have the freedoms that you have today, Adam. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative. On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And I am telling you, folks, I really don't think you understand politically what happened last night.
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
The truth is, and give me a bag to throw up, Mamdani is a kingmaker. In fact, with this clown as mayor, I'm now forced to reevaluate whether or not he'll only be a one-term mayor. I cannot believe this. And the con is real simple. Go tell those ignorant folks what they want to hear. Tell them we'll give them free. Look at those suckers. They'll vote for us. And that's exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened. And so if you're, a lot of times you folks call me up and you say, why? Why won't Hochul stand up? Why won't Schumer do this? Why? Well, you saw why last night. If you're Kathy Hochul, do you think she's going to stand up to Mamdani now? Absolutely not. She's going to be the first one kissing his ring. And Schumer will be the second one right in line after Hochul. And the third person that's saying how you like me now is AOC. The elevator doesn't go to the top floor. I am telling you folks, She wouldn't win the presidency and, oh, you don't like this. You're going to think I lost a few marbles. I haven't. The same way I told you Trump would win and would handedly defeat Kamala. I'm telling you the same thing about AOC. But I thought before that she couldn't run for president. She could run now. And I hope she does. I hope she does, because it would guarantee a Republican president. It would be almost as bad as if Kamala ran herself. Whee! Both of them. Two peas of a pod, right? Kamala and AOC. But based on what we saw, at least in the New York primary, AOC could have a shot at the Democrat nomination for President of the United States. I don't think you're ready for the message today, folks. I don't think so. I really don't. As far as that coffee shop in Brooklyn, no. This can't just be another discrepancy. No. There has to be repercussions behind what happened. And what this man did this morning, I love the fact that this Jewish man went into that coffee shop, and here was the exchange.
With the Department of Justice now investigating, I decided to stop by and ask a simple question.
Hey, how are you?
Will they serve a proud Jewish Zionist like me?
Do you still sell coffee to Zionists, to Jewish, to pro-Israel? Everyone. You do? Really? Oh, look at them. So they learned the lesson, because they refused to sell it to Dan Goldman. Yesterday or the day before? On Sunday. Yeah, and now there's a Department of Justice investigation against this store because they refused to do that.
I love it. And something should be done each and every day against these clowns. Your telephone calls. Line 5, Liz in Florida. Liz, you're always positive. You always have a silver lining. I wanna vomit, pardon my language, at calling Mom Donnie a kingmaker. Tell me something positive. Give me a silver lining to make me feel better.
Well, Mom Donnie is not a king, that's for sure. And it's just part of the book. And at the end, don't worry, it all will work out. But I'm calling to say the reason that they're all winning, these socialists, is because all the voters, all the smart New York voters, they're leaving or they've left. They're not here. Correct. So they're not voting. Who's left is the Drek. You know what the Drek word means in Yiddish?
No.
It's a slang term for something, that's worthless, garbage, incredibly poor quality. And they're uneducated. So
that's
when
about
you have
right.
Uneducated...
That's the electorate today.
Right. You know how Charlie Kirk used to go around to campuses? I think you should do that, Dominic. Yes, in your spare time. Go around, educate them all, and then we will have smart voters, finally. And that's positive thinking.
Liz, help me. I know you just answered, but I've got to repeat again, because I was hoping against hope that some of these voters wouldn't be so stupid to fall for this con. No jails for anybody. Who do you think's going to be the first victim that gets bashed in the head? Communities of color. And you're supporting this nonsense. They're going for the con. The woman that beat Adriano Espaillat. I mean, there's no experience in politics. She doesn't know anything. She has a horrible record of saying awful things, horrible social media, and yet she won. Mamdani said we're going to primary him and pulled it off. So what do we do with our Mamdani problem, Liz?
That's a really good question, Dominic. I'm not a prophet, but I don't see him winning in the end. I think that we have to let it play out, and unfortunately we all have to band together and educate everybody. And that's what you're doing. You're doing that. And well, even for those haters that listen, you're doing something great.
Hey, Liz, help me out with this. I'm boiling mad. I mean, boiling. I shouldn't admit this. I wanted to go out there to the protest today at the coffee shop in Brooklyn. And what stopped me, one, I didn't want to be a distraction at the protest. And two, I had a doctor's appointment with a dermatologist. That's another story for another day. So it conflicted with the... Explain to me how in 2026 something like this can happen to the Jewish community and the mayor basically says, peep, nada.
Well, listen, the Jewish community we're used to this. We had back in the 60s, 70s, in Bal Harbor, they had signs, no Jews allowed. Louis Vuitton was extremely anti-Semitic. So this is nothing new for us. And the owner of this coffee shop, he's not even American. Parviz Muhammadulov is his name. So, you've got haters out there who own stores like this, and they can do whatever they want to do. But it's wrong. It's illegal, basically. So they need to be reprimanded. And we need to say, no, it's not okay. This is wrong. Well, whatever you are, Jew, Christian, black, white, doesn't matter who you are. It's wrong. Everyone should be treated equally. And as a realtor, that's what I do, the same thing, where, and I have a license. So everyone's treated equally. But unfortunately, they think they're going to get away with it, and I'm hoping that they're not.
Liz, as always, thank you. I'm looking for that silver lining to help me get out of this mess. I can't believe that Mamdani is a kingmaker. I can't believe that this guy might actually get a second term. I cannot believe what's coming out of my own mouth. Liz, as always, thank you for the great call. We see all your calls, folks. We're going to get to them. I promise. I want you to listen to this report from Channel 4 here in New York about last night.
Hey guys, happy crowd here in Brooklyn at Brad Lander headquarters. He was favored to win and he won easily. The projected victory came only minutes after polls closed. And Mayor Zohran Mamdani visited Lander headquarters to celebrate the first of 3 key races where he tried to put his mayoral imprint on things. New York 10, as Brad Lander, the former controller, going after an incumbent Congressman Dan Goldman successfully. And while the mayor was here celebrating with Lander, word spread that Claire Valdez was successful in New York's 7th congressional district. That one was a little more controversial. Antonio Reynoso, the popular Brooklyn borough president, had the backing of retiring Congresswoman Nydia Velázquez, but Mayor Mamdani backed the DSA's Claire Valdez. So that's a second race. And then the third big race on this primary involved New York's 13th in Upper Manhattan, Inwood, and Washington Heights, where 5-term incumbent Adriano Espaillat found himself suddenly challenged by Daria Lisa Chevalier, another DSA member that Mamdani endorsed. Mayor Mamdani going 3 for 3 with his mayoral imprint. That really sends a message that the DSA, the affordability message, goes beyond just the mayoral race last year, but may become a much larger political movement in New York.
3 for 3. Is Mamdani the Derek Jeter of politics? 3 for 3. And he wasn't just 3 for 3. He impacted other races. He wasn't just 3 for 3. He picked nobodies to run against somebodies. And won. Why? Because the electorate doesn't know anything. Oh, Mamdani, he's so cute. He comes to the community and he promises everything for free. He doesn't deliver on the buses, but he promises us. He doesn't deliver on the housing, but he promises us. He doesn't deliver on the grocery stores, but he promises us. Whee! Him and AOC. Let's go to line 2. Felix in the Bronx. Felix, what's on your mind?
Mr. Carter, I don't want to sound discriminatory, but the problem we have is women. Women are the majority of the voters that give it to Mamdani and all his crew. I'm telling you the truth.
Now, Felix, how do you know this?
That's what I would like to find out, because
wait a minute, Felix. So you threw out the charge, and then you just admitted that you have no evidence to back this up because you said you want to find out.
No, I would like your crack news team to find out what was the breakdown of the voters that came out. Only 10% came out and voted. And
so Felix, can I ask you a question? Please, pretty please, sir. Sugar on top. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I want you to tell me the truth. Why are our people, blacks and Latinos, so naive? Why is that?
Like I told you, you show the golden apple to, I have to say it again, women. They the majority that are going to go
I didn't say women. I didn't say women. I said, why are our people, blacks and Latinos, so naive and we go for anything? Why is that, Felix?
Come out and vote, Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter, I'm a registered Democrat since 1980 when I turned 18. But I never vote for them. I only vote in the primaries because that's the only race we only have. When election day comes, I always vote for the other guy, whoever it is. You know, it's always going to end up somebody who doesn't have a chance, a sacrificial lamb. But that's the problem we have in New York. You show the golden apple, and guess what happens? I would like if your crack team could find out the breakdown, and I believe it's 50% or more women, because you know, as I know, black women would never vote for a Republican. You know that.
And that's a sad testimony. Felix, thank you for the call. Yehuda, Rockland County, New York. Line 3. What's on your mind, sir?
On my mind is we have to play the left game. Knocking on doors.
We have to play the what? I couldn't hear you.
Hey, what's that? I'm going to say, hey, hold on, please.
Yeah, rule of thumb, you don't call a radio show and then make sure you have a clear line once you're on air, because that makes the host want to cut you off and go to the next call. Yehuda, one last try. Go ahead.
We need to play the left's game of mobilizing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, of energizing people to get out and vote. You said only 10% turnout. This is a tragedy.
I didn't say that. That's what callers said. I didn't say that. So you say organize, right? How do you organize? How do you compete with free? I know this is not, I should use more sophisticated terms, but how do you compete, Yehuda, when you have socialist candidates that are pimping people that are not too bright? How do you compete with that?
You compete with people who are bright. Why are there 3 million people unregistered in New York City? I made sure my father got registered to vote. It's the first time he voted in his life, 64 years old.
Well, I'm proud of you for that, man. Seriously, I'm really proud of you, and I'm proud of your dad for that. So that's wonderful news. Now, if we can just times you, Yehuda, times a million, then a Republican might have a shot. Thank you for the wonderful call. I've got to take a break. The number to reach me, and we see all of your calls, 800-848-9222.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And the Tunnel to Towers Foundation final thoughts of the day. Let me just divert for a second. So I receive a large amount of emails every day and contact from the public. So I came up with this great idea. You know how they used to do on the morning network shows, where is the person? And they travel all over the country. So what I'm doing starting this Sunday, every weekend, I'm going to a different community in the New York tri-state area. So this Sunday, there is a street fair. I think it's called the Broadway Astoria Summer Jam Fair, right? Sunday starts at 10 a.m. It goes from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I don't know how long I'll be there, but it's on Broadway from Steinway Street to 47th Street. And so I will be between 46th and 47th Street on Sunday. If you're near the Astoria area, because obviously on the radio, I don't have much time. I'll be signing books. We can take pictures, even though I still have this big bump on my head. We can chat for a few minutes, time permitting, because what always happens is that there are a lot of people and I have to limit it. But I'm looking at the emails right now. One from Nikki. Nikki says, good afternoon, Dominic. I was definitely listening to you last night, and even my mother woke up this morning pissed off. I had sent you an email last night, and I hope that you received it and read it. I put all of this evil in God's hands, and only he has the last say. Nikki, of course, I received your email. It was one of about 100 that I received last night. I do apologize that I couldn't respond, but I am proud of you and your daughter, who is a national, she's in the National Honor Society. She's going to be a rock star in the future, and so I am so proud of you as a mother. But yes, I did receive your email last night. And folks, please don't get offended if I don't respond. I can't respond to all of them. Everybody, I got to be honest with you folks. Everybody thinks that. So I had an email exchange today. I won't say the lady's name. I don't want to get her upset. And she ended it with, I can't believe that you won't engage in a personal conversation with me about this. Ma'am, if you knew what my day was like, the preparation time for this show, and the moment I'm done, we start getting ready for the midnight show, I barely have enough time to get something to eat, get back home, get back, and do the next show. So if I don't respond to an email, please, folks, don't take it personal. The lovely DMS talking about that you see the video of the cheering when the announcements were made of who won. I'm thinking particularly of Claire Valdez. The group is all white, all 30 to 34 years old, ecstatic, and like Liz said, uneducated. I mean, they have degrees, but in things like gender studies and basket weaving. Let's go back to your telephone calls here. Let's go to, let's see here. Let's go to Lisa, Long Island, line 2. What's on your mind, Lisa?
Lisa, Dominic, I don't want to depress you because we all need you, but I am telling you that Mondami has his sights on a bigger picture than the mayorality. Believe me, Cutter, Roy Sigmund, CCP, big money. They're not interested in the mayoral race, okay? There's a much bigger picture, and if the Democrats gain power, they'll change things so he can run for president. And AOC is very nervous now because she was making nice with the Jews for a little while. But the message is, if you want to get anywhere with him around, anti-Semitism is the only way to go. But I think that he maybe wants to run for president. It's a very, very scary thing. So I don't want to upset you because we all need you, but we have to not live in a fantasy world.
Thank you, Lisa. No, I'm not upset. I'm just nauseous. What do they call Tums? I guess I need about 12 Tums. If I take 12, Lisa, is that too many?
Lorrazine, you maybe need Tums. I need something to get through. No, I'm very, very concerned about this. I hope I'm wrong. But we all have to be realistic where this is heading. It's very, very bad. And no one stops it. And Trump just talks about what a nice guy this man is while he lets this Nazism, well, not Nazism, this terrible anti-Zionism fester. And by the way, I read that Davalia, who allegedly is Dominican, I really don't know, that she converted to Islam in a church in Queens. So I don't know why the Hispanics in the Bronx would have any interest in that. They serve as police. They're in our military. They're very conservative, dedicated citizens. I have no idea how she won.
Well, Lisa, thank you very much for the call. Folks, join the Tunnel to Towers Foundation on its mission to do good in honor of America's heroes. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org. The number 2, T.org. I am back live tonight at midnight.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?